There's another thing that is quite interesting when bidding on Metasearch engine, because of course Metasearch engine is a sort of a buzzword. It used to be a buzzword before the pandemic. More likely, what I would expect is that Metasearch engines are going to be even more of a buzzword later on. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem, in my opinion, because that's not essentially what it's not a problem, but essentially Metasearch engines can be very tricky. And this is, for example, the situation, because if you look at this, you would expect that the hotel is not doing a very good job in terms of Metasearch engine, because the price is actually the highest, or almost the highest across all other channels. But the problem is that let's take booking.com, for example, and let's make a visit. Oh, let me just get back to, for example, the US, same as before, because this is the search on Google that we made before as if we were in the US. So let me get back. All right. Now, visit site. Let me see the result. All right, so because in this case, booking.com seems to be a little bit cheaper than the direct price. But if we go on it, close, see, yes, availability. You see already here, I already closed it, but you have already seen the price was already higher. And the problem, so $265 as opposed to $238. The problem is actually not a problem. It's just a visual representation of taxes included or not. And because in here, the bank hotel, the book on Google price, so direct price is including the taxes, whilst on booking.com is smart enough to detect that from the US, more likely people in the US, are more used to see prices excluding taxes. As a matter of fact, if you select this one, 241, I don't select it simply because this is for a one search, so for one adult, sorry, but I made a search for 2 adults. So if I select this one, which is the cheapest or the bottom rate for the 2 adults, you see $267, exactly just like book on Google here, the direct price, which is perfect. You see, this is a problem of many, let's say, meta search engine providers or anyway tech providers that allow you hotel to connect to Meta. If you don't have the possibility to come up with prices, to show up your hotel with prices either including or excluding taxes, depending on where the search comes from, that's a huge deal. Even though you are perfectly in parity, but you might have a little bit of a situation in terms of not getting the traffic that you expect for this very simple reason. And if your technical provider does not support these changes, meaning is not capable of differentiating whether the taxes should be included or not in the display price, well, simple as that. That's not a good tech provider. It's very simple as that, because the OTAs are capable of doing it, and therefore you should be competing with them eventually.